I've been asked to speak about why you should be part of the WordPress community, of which already you are, right? You being here, you're already part of the WordPress community, but then you want to find out why you should be part of it. I didn't have so much, because I was told the time was reduced to 30 minutes, so I didn't have so much. Okay, I had so much to talk about, but I had to truncate it. You know, the way you edit and edit and edit, then finally it remains very small. So that's why I couldn't do the slides, but I had the content with me. But I need a very interactive session. At least I say a word, you say another one, we exchange, sawa? Because I believe I don't have monopoly of ideas. You know, it's a sharing forum, so at least you have something you know, and you have something you know, which I'll say wrongly. You can just shoot up your hand and say, that one you're lying. Okay, then those people will listen very keenly. I'll have a small gift for the most interactive person. Sawa? Okay. So where do we start from? The topic is why you should be part of WordPress community. And what I want to do, okay, although researchers say you should not, okay, as rule of the thumb, you should not use yourself as a case study, okay? So, but I want to go against it. You'll forgive me for that. So I want to use my own example as reason to why you should be part of WordPress community. Do you guys allow me? You won't report me to the scholars? Sawa. So, sorry, I didn't even say my name. My name is Tony. Then people prefer to call me Winston Tony. My website is also called winstontony.com. It's a blog. Then Winston Tony is what I use on Facebook. It's a page. I also have a Tony Iboi, my personal page. He doesn't accept more friends, so I switched to the page. So you can check either of them. What have I not said? Or Twitter, I'm not so active because they limit us on words, so I ran away. But it's at Tony Winston, the Twitter page. So what I do myself, I tend to do so many things, but because I'm a creative, like most of you, most of a freelancer, so I write once in a while, also blog. Then in a few cases, I also talk. So I run a blog called winstontony.com. It's a small media. It's not very popular, but you guys can do me a favor. Check it often, so that it becomes at least popular. Then I also have a brand building outfit called Tweak. Tweak is also a small company, still growing, but I hope you guys can bring in more business so that we grow together. Then as a result of that, it's an initiative, it's a social enterprise. It's called BizHub. Some of you have once been part to it, right? Who has attended before BizHub? Oh, those two guys there. You can find them on your way out. But I'll tell you something small about BizHub. So why am I even telling you about all those? It's because primarily, I wanted to tell you about a different narrative, right? So that's where we are right now. Am I so fast? So slow? So why I wanted to tell you about a different narrative is, you see, everybody of us goes to school. Then in school, we want to be different things. Yeah? Like I remember I wanted to treat animals myself, but for some reason I couldn't. So everybody, as we're growing up, you asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody they have their own different questions. So normally, the idea was, you go to school, get out of school, go to college, get out of college, come into the job market, find some job, work your life, retire into something like quail farming, you know, those things you do. Afterthoughts, right? So, but along the way, the narrative is changing. You have guys who go to school, then get out of school, and start building their own stuff, like a majority of you, right? So they don't really go the usual career path. So that's what I call the different narrative. It's a bit murky, but once it works for you, it's a good one. So why WordPress? Myself, when I realized I could write, I'm not a very good writer, but I can write. So when I realized I could write, I thought, why can't I turn my small talent, which is writing, into something that can put bread and butter on table? And that's how I discovered WordPress. Basically, I discovered WordPress by accident. When I was in college, I'd gone for attachment. So you guys, you know what people do for attachment? You basically go and sit there and do nothing, right? Once in a while, they bring you clerical work. After you finish, then I realized there was so much internet in that place. Then I started just taking up, I walk through Google and everything. Then I found WordPress, right? And I started from there. So it's been a journey of learning something at every point. Then through that, I became part of the WordPress community, okay? I told you about 3 things. Who remembers? Winston Tony, Twig, and B-Sub, right? So Winston Tony is as a result of I realizing that I could write. Then realizing that I could write, then I started Winston Tony, which is a small blog. Initially, it was just there. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. It was just trial and error. But eventually it worked. So when it worked, I decided to get myself deep into the branding stuff, right? So I study stuff around branding. Then I see how I can put that into words and how I can help businesses get heard through my art of writing. So it's how then I started the branding outfit, which is called Tweak. Then through Tweak, through that Winston Tony, people could come and ask me, hey, I saw you write about ABCD. You see, that's now through the comments, through email. Can you tell me 2 or 3 things about what you wrote? You see that you're responding to one person one-on-one. Then I thought, why can't we have a community where we can share all this, right? It's how BizHub started. So BizHub is basically a talent-based mentorship initiative targeting the youth. All of us are youth, right? Who is not a youth? You're not a youth? Okay, sawa. So that's it. That's what we do at BizHub. So, and you realize along the way what I've been talking about, it comes back to WordPress. So had I not even fumbled on WordPress, I could not have started all those, right? I could be a veterinary right now. I could be treating animals. And you guys could be seated here. So that's the difference. Then I want to talk about a few more things in the same line, which is you look at currently, they say the future of employment is in freelancing. You guys know that? Yes, so most of us here are freelancers. So because the way we're going, like you see, like in the developed countries, think of US, people are paid per hour, right? So an entrepreneur sets up shop, they don't employ people on full-time basis. It's kind of consultancy. So they come for you services. So as a freelancer, you'll automatically need WordPress. Why? You want to use WordPress to show the world what you can deliver. So as a freelancer, basically you should know about WordPress because it's a good avenue for you to start from. Then in the same line, you realize, okay, why are we even there? You're looking at the economic cycle. Then we came all the way from commodity markets to goods market to services to the experience economy which we are living in currently. Then as we head to the transformational economy, customers are becoming more sophisticated, and in between, you find that marketing is changing tack. They also say that writing is the future of marketing. You guys agree? Yes? Yes, writing is you don't agree? May of the contra opinion tell us why. Should they agree with me? She can just rejoin. Her. Let her tell us why.
Just a little. Don't be afraid. I think you can't. Okay, you said marketing is the.
Writing is the future of marketing.
Writing is the future of marketing.
Yes.
I don't fully agree with it.
Oh, okay.
Because of late, most people prefer seeing, visualizing to, not everyone can read. But as you see, it's easier to market your goods.
Okay, sorry. Am I allowed to challenge you before they challenge you?
Yes.
Okay, how many of you watch television? Of course, everybody, right? Have you ever thought the thing you watch on TV starts on paper? Yeah. There's a copywriter somewhere who writes that concept. Then somebody, forget about advertisement. Your usual plays, movies. Movie starts on paper. Yeah. Somebody writes it down, then it comes into visual. Okay, somebody has a different view. You have.
People's attention spans are getting. We're living in a digital world. Our attention span is so low, so people are beginning to use the two of them in a complementary manner. That's why you find people will have a blog and then move on to vlogging as well. So I think the two are complementary.
So are you challenged? Okay, are we now on the same page? Wait. Oh yeah, it's a long journey, but at least we reached. Yeah, so basically that's it. So when you can really, and you see, oh, somebody has a point. Sorry.
Hello, I'm not going to say something different. I'm Daniel Nyairo, but I just want to emphasize, to put more, I want to say this. I've come across very many people. I'm a writer, and so, okay, some people will say you are saying that because that's where you get your money, but no. Writing is not going to die. Not today, not any other time. Because, as he said, even if people move to video or whatever, it's going to start from a storyteller putting down the idea in writing. And writing is not just about the words, it's about storytelling. So if you're just thinking that writing is just about putting down words, then you might say, okay, that will die. But storytelling will never die. And that starts with putting it down on paper.
Okay, that's all. Anybody with an addition?
Okay, my name is Mark. It's just an addition and maybe an emphasis of that. I am into, okay, my strength is design. So I work with images, videos, all that. But it still starts with writing. Pick, for example, Lord of the Rings, the movie. I mean, it was a book first before it was a movie. So basically, it's like those who are working with the images and videos actually following a script, or they're the ones actually who are trying to get the picture of the writer in a visual way. So kind of simplify the understanding of the writer, basically.
So you guys all agree? At least she also agrees, finally. So then, on the same note, you'll find that, in the 60s, money was in land, for instance, right? Then currently, money has switched into information. So we're living in the information age. Then again, content creation becomes key. Writing is part of content creation. Sorry, it's not about writing only. We have videography, photography, writing, script writing, etc. Content creation is kind of huge. Somebody talked about content creation in the first session, right? No? Yes, exactly. So you find the world lives, okay, the information travels very fast. You'll find that, think about Facebook. What do Facebook sell? Anyone? Nobody knows. Advertising space. Okay. It sells me. Any other person? Okay, those two are right. It depends how you look through it. Facebook makes their money through advertisement, right? But it's the only media that doesn't create content. You get? The only media in the world that doesn't create content. It delegates the work of making content to you. You have fun. You see, people have fun using Facebook. In such way, they make the work of Facebook very easy. The community grows. It's called social capital. Currently, influencers are weighed on how much they influence people into, let's say, given brands, etc. And Facebook has made it very easy for that. Twitter, LinkedIn, all those social media platforms. And see, they all borrow allegiance from, at one point, content creation, writing included, etc. So in that same connection, what we're looking at why you should be part of, okay, are you guys already convinced that you should be part of WordPress community? You convinced? So can I even stop here? Or can I stop here? Are you convinced? Because I wanted to convince you. Not yet. So let's maybe brush through some few points here. You see, why is it important to be part of the WordPress community? It's a platform for you. Why a platform? They have said you showcase the world what you can do, and the world can choose to take you serious or not. So either way, it works. Then it's for networking purposes. She had talked about networking in a way, but you guys understand in the 21st century, networking is key. You happen to know a friend, who knows a friend, who knows another friend, who knows something. So when you guys come together, you create a disruptive idea, okay? So networking, I don't really think I should delve so much into it. But you see, through WordPress, because WordPress is, what's WordPress? Anyone? Any trial? Linton, what's WordPress? You don't have an idea? Okay, who has an idea? Yeah, basically. It's a content management system that powers up to 25% of the online. So that means it's very interconnected. Okay, like across the world, imagine when you have a WordPress website, you type something from the comfort of your phone, then instantly around the world, people can read what you're doing. Then so it also gives you the opportunity to network across the world. This one gave up. You hear me? No. In the same line, it gives you the ability to hone your skills, right? See, as a writer, for example, what? Somebody can help you with that. So it helps you hone your skill. Okay. It helps you hone your skill, either as a writer, like him, as a graphic designer, as a videographer, even as a caterer. You know, like whatever you're doing, you see, your trade is, let's say, writing. So when you write today, around the world, people read what you've written. So tomorrow somebody comes up and says, I don't like your grammar, your commas are necessary, you can improve on your language, you know, and you take notes. So the next day when you write based on what somebody had told you yesterday about where to correct or where to include. So with time, you find your skill perfect. So that's why WordPress community is a great place, because you see, like all of them, they're called internet nomads. They live online. So they're there to either correct you, compliment you, all those. So it's much easier. Unlike the way, you see, that's somebody who's coming from anonymity, right? You don't have a background with them. Unlike me and you, maybe you have a background, so I might want to sound nice, right? And tell you, hey, this is awesome, keep it up. You see, it's the feel good factor. Because probably I'm worried about your ego first. I don't want to hurt it. So I'll tell you what is not correct. But that person commenting from, let's say, Austria, they don't know you personally, so they don't want to know if you'll get sad about what they're telling you. They go ahead and tell you the reality. So it grows you better, other than the way you'll do it within your inner cycles. Then the good thing with WordPress is self-taught, right? When you start on WordPress, you grow, okay, one step leads to the other, to the other, to the other. Like myself, when I started on WordPress, I had no idea what I was doing. So I was kind of fumbling. Every day was a learning day. Okay, even today, I still learn some new things, new plugins, etc. So with time, it's kind of picking up, and eventually you become a pro in whatever you're doing. Okay, then there's the aspect of, sense of belonging, right? Like the way you come to this event, you feel like you belong to some community, which is kind of growing you in a way, either career-wise, professionally, personally, etc. So WordPress gives you that perspective. In the same line of why you should be part of that community, think about the idea of what WordPress can do to you as a person, to your career, to your profession, or to the type of trade you're trying to do. See, especially as a freelancer, how many of you are freelancers first? Yeah, I can see a couple of many hands. As a freelancer, you're the only one who knows, basically you're the only one who knows what you're doing. And the moment it's still what you're doing, it's a hobby. Then the only moment it becomes a profession kind of is when another person can buy into your idea, right? You say you're a musician, you sing in the bathroom, you don't make any money, but when you start singing in concerts, you start making money, right? But how do you get from the bathroom to the concert? It's through letting the world know that you sing. And you can easily do that through having a WordPress presence, and the world will get to know about what you're doing. Think about people like Richard Branson. Who knows Richard Branson? Okay. You see what he does in the online space? He's known around the world because every day he's writing stuff about his Virgin company, etc., etc., etc. Whatever he's doing is there in the online space, and it's also a way of marketing. It's kind of a brand on its own. Then think, how many of you know Jumia? Or how many of you buy from Jumia? Buy no? No? Who knows Jumia? Everybody. Would you believe Jumia is developed from WordPress? Who knows that? Yes. See, Jumia started from WordPress. They're so big. Okay, it's like the biggest online mall around. And it's a WordPress idea. That will tell you somebody just sat in their own home space and developed Jumia from WordPress, and it's become so huge. Then another aspect of being part of WordPress community, it's because it helps your brand grow. We've talked about that severally, so maybe I'll just brush through. The modern day branding is a bit sophisticated. It's not as it was before. So through WordPress and being part of the WordPress community, you will exchange notes with people around the world, and you get to grow your brand personally and your brand in business very fast. There is the small rule book of personal branding. You guys might have read about it if you've been in a behavioral class, which includes the red box, character value. Okay, you check on character and values. Sorry, I'm speaking about talent, for example. Talent is a combination of skill, character, and what? The third one I can't remember. Skill, character, and interest, sorry. So when you know that, you'll find, okay, how does your character relate to what you do? It makes it much easier for you to grow the brand upwards. Then there is the aspect of building your network as part of, okay, I'm not going through all the rules, I'm just picking a few which are related to why you should be in WordPress. Building your network, net worth network. So WordPress gives you that opportunity to do that, which I've already kind of explained in a way here and there. Then the second last is raising your profile. How do you raise your profile? Through either one, speaking, two, writing. You come back to the same WordPress. They can give you a platform where you can write about what you do or societal issues here and there, and people get to hear your voice. Then in that rule book, they say you should be authentic in whatever you do. Try to be authentic, okay? So at that point, I think I have finished what I was supposed to talk about. And people look like they have questions. So if you have a question, you can ask. Somebody will answer it for you. You have questions? No. It means you've not understood or been so clear. Oh, somebody has a question there.
What is your call to action?
What is my call to action? Oh, my call to action is, if you are part of WordPress community, keep it up. If you are not part of WordPress community, please feel welcome as soon as today. Okay? You satisfied?
My question is, how did you know that Jumia was built on WordPress?
Okay. Oh, how did I know Jumia is built on WordPress? I researched small. Okay. But you can find that when you go to Jumia, after you scroll through all those phones and everything, pale chini, is where you can get that information. disagree? Oh, it's not built on WordPress. Oh, okay. It's built on. Let me get your idea of it. He's not very audible.
Let him talk.
Eh? Oh.
Yeah, I think it's fully customized.
Exactly. You see, customized, yes, but I said it's.
I mean, fully custom made.
Oh, fully custom made.
custom-made.
Yeah, coded from scratch.
Okay,
I don't think
where do you get that?
I don't think that its core is on WordPress.
Where do you get that?
We have online tools like Built With.
Okay, he has a different opinion.
I don't think it is based on WordPress because if you search the code source or source code, you won't find any WP anything. You know the way you'll see WP hyphen admin, WP hyphen include, or you won't see any.
Okay. You also have the same opinion. He said, he spoke your mind. Somebody had a different opinion about Jumia? Nobody. Okay, I think it's still open to discussion. We can still counter check that. Sawa, different question. How long have I been? As a hobby, it's close to 5 years, 6 years. Then taking it a bit more serious is now my second year. Another question this side.
Hello, guys. You said you're a blogger and you started blogging. So how did you start marketing yourself, getting your name known out there?
Sorry, repeat, please. Sorry.
You said you started blogging. So how did you start getting your name out there?
Oh, there. Okay, primarily I just put up some space online, a WordPress.com site. So I'd wake up in the morning feeling like somebody wronged me. I go write about it there, you know. I wake up in the morning feeling like that I should tell people not to discuss so much politics. I go tell them through there. Some people started reading and commenting and etc. So with time, people started demanding the kind of things they want to read from me. So over time, I even now bought that domain. It's a simple website. Now I made it winstontony.com. Then I became consistent. At least somebody knows every Monday they'll find a post from me. Every Wednesday they'll find a post from me. Every Friday they'll find a post from me. So that consistency made people to keep coming back. And slowly but surely, the community grew and is still growing. You're so welcome on board.